Ms. Lena Carter's first day at Westview High was not what she imagined. She had rehearsed this moment for months, how she would introduce herself to her students, inspire them with her love for literature, and build trust in a classroom filled with new faces. But as the morning sunlight spilled through the tall windows, she had no idea her first lesson would have nothing to do with Shakespeare or poetry. It would be about courage. The clock ticked slowly toward third period, and Lena smoothed her navy blue blouse in front of the mirror in the teacher's lounge. Her hands trembled slightly, but she whispered to herself, "You've survived worse, Lena. You can do this." She had. Years ago, Lena had lived through things most people couldn't imagine: her father's relentless training in Judo, nights spent wiping away bruises during competitions, learning discipline the hard way in cold gyms while her friends went to parties. But today, she didn't expect to use any of that. Until the door to room 207 slammed shut behind her. As Lena introduced herself, she noticed the room wasn't like others she'd taught before. The air held a sharp tension, like static before a storm. In the back corner, three boys slouched in their seats, eyes gleaming with mischief. The tallest, Jason, chewed gum loudly, his sneakers propped on the desk. His friends, Malik and Trevor, whispered and snickered. Lena tried to keep her voice steady, talking about respect and goals, but it was like tossing pebbles into a hurricane. Suddenly, Jason interrupted, smirking. "Hey, Miss Carter, did you forget this ain't no yoga class? You're too soft for this place." Laughter rippled through the room. Lena clenched her jaw but stayed calm. She knew better than to react emotionally. But Jason didn't stop. In a blur of arrogance, he stood up, swaggered toward her, and before anyone could stop him, he grabbed the front of her blouse and yanked, tearing it halfway open. Gasps echoed. Time froze. Lena's heart raced, but her mind went razor-sharp. All the years of training, the discipline her father drilled into her, kicked in like muscle memory. She took a deep breath, stepped back, not in fear, but in calculation. Jason laughed, but his smile faltered when Lena's eyes locked onto his. Without raising her voice, she said, "That was a mistake." Before Jason could blink, Lena shifted her weight, grabbed his wrist, and spun him in a smooth, controlled motion. Her feet moved like poetry: a pivot, a step, a twist, and Jason's body lifted off the ground. In seconds, he was flat on the floor. His friends shot up from their seats, but Lena didn't flinch. She looked at them, calm but firm. "Sit down." The entire class obeyed, not out of fear, but out of respect for the strength wrapped in her kindness. Jason groaned on the floor, more embarrassed than hurt. Lena crouched beside him, speaking softly so only he could hear. "I didn't want to do that. But you need to understand something, Jason. Violence? That's not strength. Control is." Her eyes weren't cold, they were steady, honest, almost sad. After the incident, word spread like wildfire through the school. Some students whispered in awe, others in shock. The principal called Lena into his office, but after hearing the full story and watching the security footage, he thanked her for how she handled it. Yet Lena didn't feel victorious. That night, she sat in her apartment, replaying the moment over and over. Had she failed as a teacher? Had she lost the chance to reach them? But the next day, something unexpected happened. Jason showed up early to class. Alone. He shuffled his feet, not meeting her eyes. "Ms. Carter. I'm sorry. I didn't think you'd fight back." Lena smiled softly, her hands folded. "I don't want to fight, Jason. I want to teach. But if you treat me like a doormat, you'll learn the wrong lesson." Jason looked down. His voice cracked. "Nobody ever teaches me nothing, Mississippi. Not at home. Not anywhere." That moment broke something open, not just in Jason, but in Lena too. Over the next few weeks, things changed. Jason stayed after class sometimes, asking about assignments.